Hey everyone, Mike Simmons here. Today we're going to talk about upgrading your desktop computer, probably in your computer lab, from a Windows 10 to Windows 11. First you want to power it down, insert your USB stick, and then we're going to press F12 for Dell machines, F9 for HP machines. Once you have F12, we're going to boot to the USB drive, scroll down to it, select it, and then we're going to give it a little bit of time on this USB setup. The good thing is we have an answer file through the USB stick, and so it will go ahead and set up your language and keyboard, and it will go ahead and partition your drives for you, so you don't have to do any of that. So you're going to get to a loading page here for installing Windows 11, and you just let the percentage kind of climb up. This would be a good idea to have multiple USB drives, so maybe 2, 3, and then you can move on to the next machine next to you and just power it down, power it back up, press F12, and then again boot to the USB drive. Once you boot to USB drive, what it's doing in the background is after it deletes the partitions, cleans up the hard drive, it will start to install the Windows 11 operating system, is the idea behind it. And after it does that, then it will start to enroll the machine to Forsyth County Schools. We have a system called Azure Intune, and that's where it will download any configurations, any policies that we have for the machines. So here it goes. It's going to do a reboot. After the reboot, it will come back up and continue installing. And it's normal, for it to show a percentage installing, but just be a little bit patient. Keep in mind, this is still quite a bit faster than doing the traditional Pixie boot through the network, trying to download the WIM file. That's a good process, but this is just a different process. It's a little bit newer, and I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of how this works in the labs. And we can also do this for teacher laptops, and it doesn't really matter what make and model machine. You could do it for any make and model. All right, so it had there about 42%, and then it did a restart, and again, that's normal. It's just doing a couple of passes as it's updating and restarting. And all right, so it's going to say just a moment, and what we'll have here next is the provisioning package. So we've got Windows 11, and here it says setting up your PC. Now you'll see a message underneath setting up your PC that says that it's okay to remove your removable media. And so at this point, you could take the flash drive out and move on to the next machine. And that's where having 2 or 3 would be handy, because once you get to this page, you can remove the flash drive and just upgrade the next one. I know most labs will have anywhere between 30, 33 machines. And so time is of the essence. And from my calculation, doing it this way, you should be able to complete about 33 machines per day. That's going to give you 5.5 hours total based off a sampling of what I've been running here. It can take anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes on average. And again, some of that depends on the connection to Wi-Fi. It might be the make and model of the machine. But here I took the USB drive out and see how it's applying these configurations, these updates. Part of it is it's going to rename the machine to whatever provisioning package you have. So we have different departments. So for most machines in a school building, it will be FCS - the serial number. Or if it's safety, it would be SAF - serial number. If it's anything that has to do with Board of Education, it would be BOE - serial number. Or if it's an executive, it would be EXEC - serial number. We just have different configurations. But for those of us site techs working in a school building, FCS will be your primary provisioning package. So it's applied all the updates, all the settings, and it's just waiting on the last one, which is basically where it's enrolling that machine into our Azure Active Directory. Now it says applied, and so at this point it's going to bring our login screen. Once you get to the sign-in screen, go ahead and log in with your Elevated account. And so you'll have an SA Elevated account. You log into that, And one thing that I've we made a few updates, it will automatically set your date and time, and we're Eastern Standard Time. All you really have to do at this point is kick off the Windows updates, and then go into Accounts and synchronize this device back to Azure Intune. So I'll show you how to do that here once it loads my profile. Okay, so it says almost there. Okay, so we're logged in. We go to Settings, Windows Updates, and it's just going to check for updates right there. And that just kind of works in the background. So as you're logged in with an elevated account administrator, it will go ahead and fire off those updates. And the nice thing here is you don't have to necessarily babysit it. Part of the screen blanking out like that is it was updating the video driver. And then once you go to Accounts and then you click on your school account, you'll go Information or Info and then go down to Device Sync right there. And then I'll just check back over to Updates and we're good to go.